What's going on, Jerome's? So even though the Minnesota Vikings just held on at the end against the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers, all I see is a team going on the road against a hated rival and getting a big-time win. That's all I see, man. All I see. And also, I was told reliably in 2022 that you are what your record says you are. That was bandied about quite a bit. And the Vikings are indeed 4-0. And slice it however you want. The Vikings are 4-0, 3-0 in conference, 1-0 in division. Have the Packers win on the road in their back pocket. And they're looking and feeling pretty damn good and have a chance to move to 5-0 against the Jets over in London Town next Sunday morning, and then heading into the bye, flying high. This is not the 2016 team. We'll get into that later on, but yeah. But there's still stuff and things about this team. Like, you feel good about it, and also what's great is that we're nitpicking. We're nitpicking this very, very good team because we want them to be great. We want them to be elite. So here are 10 truths about your 4-0 Minnesota Vikings. Number one, wake-up call for the Vikings. And this could actually be good. So as dominant as the Vikings were against the Texans, as dominant as they were in spurts against the Niners, and as dominant as they were in the first half against the Packers, I mean, there's a lot of things that went haywire in that second half. The offense couldn't sustain drives. Defense giving away now. Naylor with the muff fumble before a half. So there's a lot of things that went wrong against the Vikings. And also, let's not even get into officiating. So apparently, when your arm is moving forward, that's still a fumble, not subject to review. Also, when Xavier McKinney does not have control and falls out of bounds, that's still an interception. Because why not? And also, when Jalen Speedy Naylor clearly picks up a fourth down, maybe not. Maybe not, right? But either way, you got to play better than the ref's ref. We always say that, right? And this could be good because if the Vikings had just put the bang thing on the Packers, say it was 42-6, then all of a sudden you're feeling pretty good about yourself. You handled the Niners, you beat the brakes off the Texans and the Packers, and then maybe you roll into London kind of fat and happy and maybe full of yourself. And then the Jets, who are coming off an embarrassing loss against the Broncos, maybe they catch you slipping, right? But this is good because the Vikings are still a very, very good team, but they're not perfect. And there's still a lot of things to work on, and that's something that coaches love, where you win, but you're still going to kick some ass. Number two, the 4th-and-1 call was correct. Now, a lot of people are going to criticize Kevin O'Connell for going for it on 4th and inches, and also the play call with Jalen Speedy Naylor on the Jets sweep. But there's a couple things here. Number one, first down essentially ends the game. Green Bay was out of timeouts, and also your defense was gassed. All right, so I understand the thinking. Kick the field goal and go up 12, but I mean, essentially, it does force them to get 2 touchdowns, right, versus a touchdown and field goal. So I understand that, but in terms of time left in the game, in terms of Green Bay having no timeouts, your defense in the shape that it was, I kind of like it. And also, a lot of people criticize it because it was the jet sweep to Naylor, but Naylor picked up a 4th down with that against the Texans. And also, I mean, spot-wise, it was kind of good to go. So Kevin O'Connell got heat from that. But also, if it was just a dive up the middle, and it didn't work out, Like, no one freaks out about that. But the fact that it was something exotic with the jet sweep, it's perfectly fine. I respect the aggressiveness, and after thinking about it, I still think that it was the correct call at the time. Number 3, Sam Darnold's playing at an all-pro level. Slinging Sam Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback. Sam Darnold's playing at an all-pro level. Slinging Sam Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, leading the NFL in touchdown passes with 11, 4 straight games of 100-plus quarterback rating. And, frankly, he's playing consistently high, at a consistently high level. And also, I mean, what Josh Allen did against the Ravens, what Mahomes did at times throughout the season, especially against the Chargers, it's been uneven for them. Darnold's been consistently very, very good. And also that chemistry with Justin Jefferson, 4 straight games with a touchdown. And Darnold, it's amazing. It's amazing. And this is the talent and the potential that made him the number 3 overall pick. The Jets obviously ruined him. And getting here to Minnesota, it's everything that we talked about. The coaching staff, the talent around him. And Darnold is showing up on that potential, and he's flexing. And he's looking really damn good. And plays into number 4. Darnold is indeed forcing a decision. And I'm fully on the J.J. McCarthy train. Like, if you watch the channel for more than 2 seconds, you know that I love his skill set. I love his moxie. I love his mindset. I love the way he works his ass off. And I love the connection he already has with Kevin O'Connell. All that applies to J.J. McCarthy. But Sam Darnold's only 27. Right? He's younger than Burrow and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And everything that Darnold is doing right now, everything that he's doing right now is what you hope, is what you hope J.J. McCarthy is going to be. You know, obviously you hope that he does it better and more consistently, but Darnold is playing at that level right now. He is him. Right meow. And as the season goes along, the question is going to be asked louder and louder. Like, do you keep Sam Darnold for a year, keep McCarthy on the bench for one more, or perhaps longer? Because we Vikings fans, we've been looking for the future franchise quarterback for a long time. And like I said, Darnold's only 27. Turns 28 in June. Got a lot of good football ahead of him, and clearly works very well with Kevin O'Connell and the coaching staff and the weapons here. And what do you do? Like, what if Sam Darnold is named second team All-Pro? Because I don't think that he'll get the votes to be first team because, Mahomes, Josh Allen, politics, whatever. But also, what happens if and when Darnold leads you to a division title? What happens if and when Darnold leads you to a playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl, maybe even a Super Bowl win? What do you do? Huh? I honestly think that right now, I think that Darnold is the favorite to return. Now, I don't think it'll just be the straight-up flat franchise tag. I could see like a 2 or 3 year extension where it's really a 1-year deal in terms of the guaranteed money. So if he does turn into a pumpkin, Vikings can flex out of it. And also, McCarthy, I understand that the best competitive advantage is having your starting quarterback on his rookie deal. I fully get it. But things change. And the Vikings have $7 to $6 million in cap space. And if Darnold gets himself a decent contract, also, think about Darnold's loyalty. Like, say Darnold is offered a massive contract by a bad team. Does he want to get back on the hamster wheel of the Jets and the Panthers again? No. Like say the Raiders or the Giants are like, hey, we'll give you $50 million a year. Or do you think that he'll cut himself a hometown discount because everything works out so well here? I think that definitely could be in play. But getting ahead of ourselves, hey, like we said at the jump, it's a very good problem if slinging Sam Darnold makes the Vikings have a very tough decision at the end of in the offseason. 5, Jets and Addison, best wide receiver duo in the National Football League. And it's not even close. Now, Naylor needs to be in there too, but I'm still kind of mad at Jalen Naylor because of the muff punt. But yeah, Jets is dominant. 4 straight games of the touchdown with slinging Sam Darnold. Addison is back, ran a touchdown in, but the two of them combined 9 catches for $157, 3 total touchdowns. And Jefferson had 3 huge catches at the end of the game to really salt things away, including that third down toe tap catch where, what can you do? This is one of the big reasons why Darnold has had that success. Justin friggin' Jefferson, Jalen Naylor. Oh, by the way, T.J. Hockenson is going to be coming back here in the next couple weeks. Whew, baby, certainly have a stew going. Next up, number 6, the offensive line is gelling. Now, we've been as hard on Garrett Bradbury and Ed Ingram as anyone, right? But overall, this offensive line is starting to come around. So Darrisaw and O'Neal, 2 of the best tackles in the National Football League. Also, here's what's great. So Rashawn Gary of the Packers, got himself a massive, massive contract. Supposed to be one of the best edge rushers in the game. Besides him hip drop tackling Sam Darnold, when did you hear his name? Darrisaw and O'Neal erased him yet again. It's pretty amazing, man. Brandel had a couple penalties, but overall he's been playing very, very well at left guard. And Bradbury and Ed Ingram, they did step up. Darnold was protected pretty damn well against the Packers on Sunday. And also he was only hit 3 times, which is kind of nice. Although that strip sack still bothers me. Well, number 1, because the DB came in unblocked, so it was a miscommunication up front. And also Darnold's arm was clearly moving forward, but argument for another day. But all these things coming together certainly makes you feel good about the offense. And also, maybe Darnold cutting a hometown discount. Number 7, the defense will be fine. So I understand the Packers are 4 or 5 in the red zone. I understand that Jordan Love and company is shredding things. I understand a lot of things, right? But fatigue, game script when the Packers were in catch-up mode, and let's be honest, the Vikings getting a massive lead, it did change how Flores is calling the rest of that game. So, The dogs were called off a little bit, but also, like we said, fatigue what was setting in a bit, and also the offense not being able to string together a consistent drive, so the defense couldn't get any rest. All that factors in. And I don't want to say that they just went soft, because that's certainly not the case, but this is a great spot. This is a great teaching moment, right, where coaches always stress finishing, and the defense, they didn't finish, right? And also, the whole 4th and 1 call, what was correct is that if you miss it, the Packers had to march 96 yards to score, and they needed 2 scores in just over 2 minutes. But the defense, 96 yards in 5 plays. It's not great, but the talent is obviously there. The second half got away from the Vikings, but it's a great teaching moment. And I mean, the defense is prideful. They're not going to let that happen again. Next up, number 8. Lots to clean up. So we talked about the defense offensively. You only had 3 points in the second half, but also the Jalen Speedy Naylor. Come on, man, come on. But the great thing about it is that there's no finger pointing. Everyone knows that they have to get better, and that's a great attitude to have. Like, no one out here at 4-0 is puffing out their chest saying like, "Who the man? We the man. Who the man? We the man." Because pride goeth before the fall, and everyone is buying into this team. And Kevin O'Connell, Flores, all the leaders, like, they know that they got away with one. Now, there's a lot of things that went against them in that second half, but they still came out a winner because guess what? It took a little bit of skill, just a little bit to build that 28-point lead in the first place, right? So it's good to get a win. Lots to clean up. Perfect situation. Next, number 9. 4-0 is still 4-0. Last time I checked, they don't have moral victories in the column or moral losses or anything like that. So you are what your record says you are. The Vikings are a couple games clear in the NFC North division. So you're feeling really good about things as of right. Meow, right? And also, lastly, number 10, the Vikings can start 5-0, right? Looking ahead to the Jets game, Aaron Rodgers already feuding with our guy Rob Salah. The offense looks bad. The defense looks bad. And, yeah, you could say that maybe it's good that the Vikings got humbled in that second half, but they still held on to win because they could have entered the game against the Jets in London at stupid Tottenham Stadium, the Tossers of Tottenham, a little bit high and mighty, right? And the Jets motivated, get back off the ground. It's tough to lose 2 games in a row, unless you're some of the bad teams, right? But now, like, the Vikings are pissed off. The Vikings are pissed. The Jets are motivated, but I think that this has a chance to be an absolute disaster blowout for the Jets. Like, I think that they're going to have the bang thing put on them. The Jets' offensive line is in shambles. That Flores defense, they got the pride hurt second half against the Packers, so you know that they're going to be after things. When we talk about 10 sacks and 5 turnovers, whew, let's go, man. But like I said, this is a very, very good football team, but will they be great? There are a lot of things to fix, and that's what makes you feel good. And also, this isn't really shocking, because we had said before the season that all the pieces were there, like all the changes, most transformative offseason team history, but there's a lot of talent, especially on defense, especially at the skill position. Offensive line had a chance to gel. You had Jefferson and Darris all locked up long term. Sam Darnold could pan on that potential, and everything's coming together. Knocking on all the wood. So far, so good. All right. And this team feels special. Like, they are tough. They're physical. They're united in the locker room. And they just got great vibes. The vibes are immaculate right now. This has a chance to be a very special team. Let's be honest. Here. But that's it. 10 truths about your Minnesota Vikings at 4-0. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skull production value.